They say classical music, listening to classical music makes you smarter. So, funny thing is, I don't know who the they is. Anytime anyone talks about they, and the they is subject, and who is it really? But the interesting thing about classical music is that, I mean, for me, everything that I'm talking about is in hopes of sharing how I've benefited or been involved or have perspective, and maybe there's someone out there that can relate and maybe learn something. And if not, maybe it's just entertainment, or you're just listening, or maybe you don't listen at all. But I'm that's what I'm sharing from my perspective. Um, but from a classical music, uh, funny thing was a long time ago I had taken this. It was like a 2 day thing somewhere related to voting or something like that. It was like a short term job, like a 2 day job. And I remember sitting in the car with this lady who was driving. I was a lot younger then, and she was older than me then. And she was playing classical music in the car. And I remember thinking, like, to myself, of course, I'm very respectful of that. I mean, she had driven me somewhere. I was thinking, how can someone listen to classical music while they're driving? Well, the funny thing is, uh, as time went on, and I had been studying and stuff like that, I somehow I remembered they said classical music helps you focus. So I actually sought out classical music to put on in the background while I was trying to focus and study. And I genuinely found, uh, you can call it placebo effect maybe, but I genuinely found that at those times, playing classical music, certain classical music from different composers, really did help me to focus. And it was very interesting what I thought was a phenomenon going on. I mean, at the time, I just wanted to make sure I focused, and it helped me calm down and all those things. Um, but it's interesting, I think, that how classical music actually works and how it's timeless as a music genre, and how I believe it depends on the person who's receiving it. But for me, it did help me to focus. And even today, when I put it on, if I have like an intention to listen, or if I'm focused on something, it can still help. So isn't it ironic that I was outside looking in at the lady who was driving me, thinking, how can you do this? And then years later, I was listening to it myself and actually looking forward to it. So whoever the they is, maybe they're onto something. Classical music.